Only the most amazing people in the world watch Most Amazing Top 10, so you guys should give yourselves a pat on the back. What's up guys, my name's Danny Burt, welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. You know the drill, this is the channel where we take all kinds of weird and wonderful things from all around the world and put them into a nice little top 10 list so you guys don't have to. And today we've got the top 10 strangest crimes of all time. But before we get all strange and criminal, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think should be a crime that isn't a crime at the moment? Me personally, I think socks and sandals. That should be a crime. Alright guys, but we have got a video to do, so let's stop messing around and jump right into our number 10. So last year, a man from Newington, Connecticut was driving along when he got a bit hungry and thought, you know what, I fancy a banana. So he drove into a gas station. No, I mean he literally drove into a gas station. He drove straight into it, smashed the whole place open, picked up a banana and just ate it. He didn't steal anything from the store, he didn't take any money, he didn't even take two bananas, he just took one, stood there in plain view of CCTV and ate it. He then drove off in his damaged car and this was all captured in security footage. The guy made absolutely no effort to hide his face. He honestly acted like the whole thing wasn't a crime, but it was, and it was very strange. Let's move on to our crime at number 9. This right here is Jeff Walters. In April this year, Jeff Walters walked into a Bank of America and tried to cash a check for money that didn't actually exist. Now this is called fraud, and how much do you think Jeff tried to get away with when he cashed the check? $100? $1,000? No, he tried to cash a check for $36 billion. Jeff told officials that a homeless man named Tito had sold him the check for $100 and told him that it would clear for any money that he wrote on it. Jeff said he needed the money to start up the best Italian restaurant in the world because he's 10% Italian and cooking authentic Italian food was in his blood. He wanted the restaurant to be 80 million square feet and serve 30 million people at one time. That would be a restaurant about 4 times the size of the country of Monaco. I guess if you're gonna write a fake check guys, you might as well make it as big as possible. But let's move on to our number 8 now. We're going over to England where a man called David Trucott had a bit of a thing for cow pat. Yep. David's obsession with cow poo led him to break into a local farm in Cornwall where he rolled around in liquid manure performing sex acts with no clothes on except for one sock. Shockingly, the family who owned the farm weren't too keen with all that and they decided to call the police in the hopes that that would put an end to it. But David kept returning year after year and he eventually got so frustrated with them not allowing him to roll around and do sex acts in cow poo that he actually tried to set fire to the whole farm and threatened to kill the family. Oh David, I like you a lot more when you were just rolling around in cow poo and you weren't giving out all the death threats. Come on mate. Number 7 now guys, and we've got a drive-by but with no guns and a whole lot of pee. A 30-year-old man named Daisuke Yaoita was arrested in Japan for throwing a cup of his own urine over a high school girl as he drove past her. He was later identified using security footage and taken into custody for it. Now amazingly, this man driving past random women and throwing his pee at them wasn't actually the strangest thing about this story. He was questioned by police about 19 similar events that had happened in recent months in that area, but he only admitted to 10 of them. So what about the other 9? Was there like a secret urine throwing drive-by club going on? Or maybe he was okay with admitting 10 of them, but 19 was just too much. That would just be embarrassing. Either way guys, we've reached our number 6 strange crime, which is an official porn inspector. Back in August 2008, a Colorado man was arrested by police for impersonating a detective and demanding X-rated porn films from an adult video emporium. The man, named Andrew Libby, would walk into the store and flash a badge and demand to see porn videos to make sure that the stars in them were of legal age. Yeah, so it turns out that's actually not a real thing and Andrew had faked the whole thing in order to just get free porn. When police raided his house, they found a gun, they found a fake badge, and they found some marijuana. Presumably Andrew was trying to test it for the weed verification unit. Halfway now guys at number 5, and we've got the strangest reason I've ever heard for robbing a bank. So it started off like any other regular bank robbery. Anthony Miller walked into a bank in Pennsylvania in 2007, waving a gun around and demanded that the teller collect a bunch of bills together. 4 minutes later he left with the cash, but police caught him soon after. The police wanted to know why Anthony did this, and after quite a lot of questioning, he broke down and said he did it to escape his abusive wife. Apparently she was threatening to kill herself if he left her, and this this sent him spiraling down into a depression, and he thought the only way out was to get sent to prison for robbing a bank. So next time you guys think breakups are hard, just think of that guy as we move on to our number 4. Now, I grew up at school during a time when every other kid would get a wedgie, or if it was really bad it was called an atomic wedgie, but I never heard of anyone getting killed by one. Well, Bradley Davis, a former US Marine, is a guy who got into a fight with his stepdad Denver St. Clair in a drunken family spat in December 2013. After apparently hearing his stepdad call his mother worthless, Brad grabbed Denver by his boxers and pulled the elastic band right up over his head and around his neck. This actually strangled him, and he died of asphyxiation, becoming the first person to ever die from a wedgie. In court, Brad said he was sorry and that he only meant to embarrass his stepdad, but I think being killed by a wedgie is probably one of the most embarrassing things that can happen to you, as we move on to our number 3. Now, this one is very strange. It's a story of June and Jennifer Gibbons. These two totally isolated themselves from everyone else in their lives as they grew up, including their family and friends. They were obsessed with each other and even made up their own language, but as they grew up, their love for each other turned into hatred. They turned to a life of crime, and then they started to turn on each other and came to the conclusion that neither one of them could live a normal life as long as the other one existed. They spent 14 years in a psychiatric hospital fighting over who should die so that the other one could live, until eventually Jennifer volunteered herself. Doctors found her dead one morning after a sudden inflammation of the heart, but no drugs or poisons were found in her system, which means her death is still a mystery. Now, June is said to be living a happy, comfortable life in Wales now, and she's been accepted back into society and left her strange life of crime behind her. Yeah, I think I want to leave that creepy story behind us now as we move on to our number 2. Chief Inspector Robert Ledru was the Sherlock Holmes of France in the 1880s. This guy was a legit mastermind at solving crimes and putting bad guys behind bars. He helped capture dozens of murderers, he destroyed cults and arrested violent political anarchists, but in 1887 he found a crime that simply stumped him. He was called to investigate a murder scene that had happened on a beach where a man was found with a single bullet hole through his heart, but the bullet was nowhere to be found. The only clue was some footprints leading away from the beach. He made a cast out of his footprints and took them back to his house to study them, and after many hours he came out to the rest of the team and announced he had solved it. He had found the murderer. It was him. Ledru's footprints matched those on the beach, and when the bullet was discovered it was found to be from his gun, but he had no memory of killing the man. It turned out he had sleepwalked to the beach with a loaded gun and killed a complete stranger. Alright guys, we've covered all kinds of strange crimes, from porn inspectors to urine drive-bys and atomic wedgies, but now it is time for our number 1. Gayle Nuland was a woman who had been in a seemingly normal relationship for 2 years. The only problem? She had been pretending to be a man the whole time, and her girlfriend had no idea. But how did she get away with that, I hear you ask? Well, it turns out she had a whole host of tricks up her sleeve, including ordering her girlfriend to wear a blindfold during sex and using a prosthetic penis for intercourse. She even told the girl that she couldn't touch her because she had muscle wastage from cancer, and created a whole fake persona for herself as an Asian man named Kai Fortune. Now, somehow she kept all of this up for 2 years, until eventually her girlfriend ripped off her mask to find out that who she thought was her boyfriend had actually been her girlfriend the whole time. I mean, can you guys actually imagine that? It almost seems too strange to be true, but Gayle was actually convicted of sexual assault. Alright guys, let me know what you thought of that one, because this is the end of the video. Let me know down below which one was your favourite, which one you thought was the strangest, and also give me your suggestions for what videos we should make in the future. In the meantime guys, you know the drill. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the videos we're doing. We're making so many at the moment for you, so you can't afford to miss out. In fact, there's 2 of them floating over there right now, so give them a click. In the meantime guys, thanks for watching Most Amazing Top 10. My name's Danny Burke. Take care, and I'll see you very soon.